Welcome everyone to the 2017 International Racquetball Federation Junior World Championship. I'm Laura McCormick and I'm joined by Sudsy Monchik. We're watching the boys 18 and under singles competition featuring Gerardo Franco and Andres Montero.
Hi Laura and hi Racquetball World. This should be a really fun one. The boys 18 and under, also known as the young men 18 and under. These are the oldest juniors in the event, and they are about to square off in little Mexico versus Costa Rica action. Gerardo Franco, the number 1 seed in the junior 18 and under boys, and Andres Montero, I believe, came in at number 8, so this should be a good one.
Oh, nice. And Gerardo Franco, I have a lot of experience watching him. We've mentioned that he plays a lot of pro tournaments, so my assumption going into this is that he has a little bit more experience. He's used to being on this grander stage. He's really been playing up. I know he's been playing on the Pro Tour since he was 16 years old. So he has a lot of experience. And not to take anything away from Montero, but we've talked about just how that experience can benefit.
Yeah, Montero's he's a great player. I think he's going to play with nothing to lose. He's going to come out aggressive. He's going to come out offensive. Comes from a great country of racquetball, Costa Rica. They have a lot of success over the years, great programs. But I do think that Gerardo Franco and his experience, and as of late, I have some experience with him also being on the court with him. And he's a great, great young man, one of my favorite individuals in this event. He's very humble, he's very confident, he's very dedicated and committed. And he actually was my pick to win this event, contrary to what my wife said.
All right,
and she knows it.
Some different predictions out here.
What's your prediction, Laura?
My prediction is Franco too. I think just his experience and knowing him as an athlete, I'd have to choose him. Oh, I'm hearing your wife just likes to pick bets against you. That's the latest. So
she's got a bunch of junior world championships also. She's allowed to.
She has a lot of experience in the junior worlds, and it was nice. I was talking to her about her first ever experience, which we can share a little bit later.
Skip ball right there. So Franquito is his nickname, as we call it. Starts the match with the first point, 1 serving 0 for Mexico.
Make that 2 points for Franco. So there is a bit of a, right, some people say like whoever gets the first point could potentially win. So let's see.
Well, we're a long way away from a win. but no, yes, Laura, in racquetball, that first point, second point, and now third point, a lot of times could dictate the energy, just like we saw in the last match with the girls. Holly came out real hot, went on a run, and Franco looks real relaxed, real comfortable, and he's executing all these shots. 3-0 here in game 1, Mexico leading Costa Rica.
One thing that I'm interested in seeing is a little bit more power, right? These guys have more power. They're going to be the most powerful ones we've seen all weekend, coming in the oldest age group.
Yeah, real old at 18 years old.
Well, in this arena, we can say that, right?
Absolutely.
Great rally.
Notice how, talking about Gerardo's confidence and experience, notice how when he moves around the court, he looks like he's kind of dancing, and he's very fluid and relaxed, and then he executes. He has patience, he recognizes, and then he executes, and he actually looks like the one with the experience and looks like a veteran here right now.
Yeah, he does. He looks really smooth out there. I like the way he's moving on the court.
Too relaxed. Takes a quick lead here at 5-0 in the first game. He's a third of the way home.
But if there's one thing that I've learned just from the matches that we've seen today, so far the pattern seems to be that the first one is just like everybody's kind of working out the kinks, and then all of a sudden it starts to even out, and the end of game 1 is just totally different than the way it started.
Yeah, a lot of
6-0.
the time that does happen. You know, it's 2 long games to 15. If they have to go to a tiebreaker, it's 2-11. But there is like a feel-out process. Usually, though, the better player or the favorite in the match, this is a perfect start for Gerardo, or Franquito as we call him. And I'm sure he's really happy with the beginning. Whereas for Montero in Costa Rica, he's got to come out and recognize that he has nothing to lose. He is the underdog here. So just give it his all and make Franco work as hard as he possibly can. Or as I like to say, to simplify the game of racquetball, hit it low and hard and away from your opponent.
Yeah, little game of keep away. I would be expecting a timeout here pretty soon. It's 8-0, maybe just something to break things up a little bit. Oh, man, can I call it? I should be a coach, Sudsy, you were right.
Coach Laura.
8-0, and Montero calls the timeout. I think it's a good time for a timeout.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That's a good timeout. Sometimes as a coach, though, when you're sitting out there and this match just started about 4 minutes ago and boom, snap of a finger, it's 8-0.
Right.
You don't always want to call that early timeout because you still want your player to get some momentum and kind of get into their groove. It's like a dance when you start those first couple steps. Then you get in your groove, you get in your tempo. So it's a difficult situation, I find, when in situations like this, when your player is the one that's down, and because you do need the timeout to kind of just encourage them, but they still haven't gotten going physically or mentally yet. So it's difficult, and that's why coaching that relationship is so important. Communication, trust, and confidence.
Yeah, being able to read your players, having confidence in your coach. 8-0, Gerardo Franco serving for Mexico.
That was just, that's an unforced error by Gerardo, but that's just a case of he's even just too relaxed. But it's okay. He's up 8-0, and he feels real confident. So he wasn't mentally locked into executing that shot.
And that's got to do something for Montero, too, right? Like that timeout kind of gave him what he wanted. He got the side out. He now has his first opportunity all game to score.
Yeah, that's exactly what it did. He did. He got the timeout, and he got what he needed, which was the side out. So now he has to do something about it.
Franco jumps right back into that service box. No points scored for Montero. Lob serve from Franco.
Yeah, I like that approach by Montero. He's a powerful kid. He can hit the ball with a lot of power. He could be aggressive. I would tell him, hey, just go out there and hit it to the opposite wall and just try to make Franco work. Don't give up. Stay engaged in every rally and every point, and make him work as hard as he can. And Montero knows he's the underdog here, so you still have to know what to tell him to really encourage him to go out there fighting, because anything could happen.
That's right. You said Montero was seeded number 8, and Franco seeded number 1.
Yeah, and Franco's doing exactly what he needs to, which he's getting a lot of setups from Montero, and then he's executing and hitting the shot necessary to win the point, and hence there's a 9-0 lead. What he's doing, as the best player in the event, he's taking that will and that fight away from Montero. So if Montero doesn't know how to actually counteract that and continue to fight and scrape and claw, this could be a quick one.
Oh, switching it up with an off-speed shot.
Great hands there by Franquito from Mexico.
That puts him up 10-0. Franco looking really focused and totally in control of game 1 so far.
Too relaxed. Yeah, he's standing straight up, hitting winners here. Montero, I could see by his body language, he just kind of looks like, oh, what do I do? Well, there's a lot you can do in this situation. You certainly don't want to make it as easy as possible for the number 1 seed in the event. Another point here for Franquito, for Gerardo Franco out of Mexico.
Yeah,
And
he's just really score leading right now. I mean, 12-0 looks like the second timeout now for Montero.
Yeah, he comes off the court. He's shaking his head. You know, he's. But what Franco's doing is real simple. For those of us that don't know how the game of racquetball is played, it's a big rectangle. You got to hit the ball. You got to serve in between those two red lines. It has to come over the second line on a fly. You have to get it on one bounce. It cannot hit the floor before one of the walls in a rally. On a serve, it has to hit the front wall first and go over that line. I mean, there's a lot of little rules, but what's so amazing about racquetball, you fall in love with it at such a young age because you just get a racket, you get a ball, you get a pair of eye guards, you get inside that court and just smack a ball all around, and it's a lot of fun. You could do it alone, you could do it with friends, you could do it with family, you can do it with anyone, and it's a great game, and it's exciting, and anyone at home that hasn't played should do everything they can to get out there and play, and anybody that has, we encourage you to just bring a friend.
Yeah.
You know, you fall in love with it immediately.
I couldn't agree more. I'm one of those people who didn't grow up with a racket in my hand, but after the first time I played racquetball, I was just totally addicted. And it's fun. I mean, it's a great way to get more people involved and kind of take it up to that notoriety that it once had.
And look at you. You play, commentate, and coach now.
There you go. 12-0 for Franco. But again, that timeout seems to take something away from Franco, right? Works for Montero. At least it gets him into the box. Those two times we've seen the timeouts, and Franco's made an error. So something about that's good.
Yeah, that's definitely something positive if you're Montero or his coaching staff, for sure. You know, that's what you want to do. Off of your opponent's timeout, you either want to score a point or get a side out, and both times he's done it. But he didn't capitalize again, so there it is, a side out, and Franco is just going through the motions, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do at this point, which is, you know, just score more points than your opponent. Another little fact about how to play racquetball, you want to get to 15 before your opponent, and it's 2 out of 3, and if you have to, you go to a tiebreaker to 11. That's not a bad thing. Seeing a little fire and a little anger from Montero wouldn't be a bad thing, just to get his competitive spirit up and, you know, swim a little faster, run a little faster, work a little harder, and see what happens.
I would take that over some other negative body language. I'd like to see him, you know, maybe just convince himself of something different here and stay fired up.
Game point here. So Franco's got his first game point in game one, and this is going, you know, you never like to see a zero if or a donut if you're the one eating it or receiving it in racquetball, but I know Franco's happy, and it doesn't mean that, you know, this is going to, as you said, Laura, the first game, it's a long match.
Game point for Franco. Picks it up. Good D. Keeps it alive again. Oh. Just hits that ball so low. Gerardo Franco then winning game one 15-0 over Andres Montero. We'll take a quick break, but we'll be back in just a few moments with game two, which my prediction is it's going to be a totally different game two.
And you know me. You're not baiting me, Laura.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Maybe Sudsy will write down his answer for us. Oh, we're back, everybody. This is the 2017 IRF Junior World Championship. This is the 29th annual Junior World Championship and the first time that it's in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I believe it's been since 2012 that this event has been in the United States. So that's something different, too.
That is correct. Something that's pretty awesome also is that when I played these Junior World Championships and stuff, most of them were in the United States. We didn't really, you know, get to travel outside to other countries. So it's really cool for like the U.S. players and the international players that they're able to see all these other places. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. I mean, what an opportunity to travel. I know for some of these kids, this is, you know, one of the only opportunities that they have to travel. I know that's been the experience of some of the pros that we've talked to, you know, on some of the different tours. And so I just think it's incredible. And it is nice to have it in the U.S. too. I'm sure for Team USA, you get a little bit more of a following.
Seems like kind of the same start here. Side out, good shot by Franco, 0 serving 0. Something really cool too, Laura, was early in the week, you know, a lot of these kids are from these warm, beautiful countries, and they never saw snow in their life, and they were outside, and it was like a little sprinkle of snow to us, but to them it was like a blizzard. It was great seeing that happiness and that energy.
That's right. We are in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was snowing over the weekend a little bit. And today it's one of the coldest days that we've seen so far. It's like 18 degrees outside. So, yeah, this is quite an experience for some of those players that come from the warmer countries.
It's not cold inside that racquetball court the way Gerardo Franco, the #1 seed from Mexico, is playing right now. He is just dictating every single point.
He is, and he's so in control. You said he's relaxed. I mean, he's cool out there. The confidence is just kind of oozing out of him.
Again, he has some great experience lately, and I got to play him on the one of the biggest stages in our sport at the U.S. Open, and he's a young kid, and he really was amazingly respectful and a really talented athlete, and I really think he has a ton of potential. Representing Mexico moving forward and whatever else he wants to do in this great sport. Everything's just going the right way right now for him.
Yeah, no points scored yet in this match by Montero. That's got to be tough. I mean, it's got to be, it's in the back of your head, right? I mean, you want to get on the board. You want to erase that 0. And he has the skills to do it. That's how he got here. But this is a tough quarterfinal.
Yeah, it's 4-0 here in a second. So it's 19 points to 0. And Montero is a better player than this. There's no doubt about it. He's just, I think, feeling a lot of the pressure of the situation, playing for his country for a possible medal. But he's also playing the best junior in the world,
right,
arguably as the #1 seed. So it's not an easy task. Montero's a fantastic player, comes from a great country of great racquetball. And you could see right there, he just looks a little distraught, and he kind of has that, like, what do I do face. We've all been there. And again, if I was coaching him, you really don't know what to say except give them words of encouragement. I've been there, so maybe I have a little more experience being able to say, here's what I would do or here's what I wouldn't do. But no matter how this match ends up, this will make him a better player. I guarantee it.
Yes, I agree. There's always something to learn from it, right? I mean, that's what you have to be able to take away something from every experience. 0 serving 5. Montero serves. Another side out then for Franco. Still no point serve for Montero. You see himself sort of hitting himself with that racket.
I just did a little off-air translation real quick, Laura, helping out Team Chile.
Showing off that bilingual skills you got there.
Oh, Montero. See, that's just mental. It's not, he's a really great player, and he skipped a ball right there, and he's just feeling a lot of the pressure, and he's feeling the exact opposite that Gerardo is feeling. And when you get that, this is what happens. I mean, but still, Gerardo's executing. That's a perfect down the line, your favorite shot. And that's what you have to do. It's not Gerardo's fault. He's doing everything he needs to. He's keeping control. And Montero's out there trying, and he's working hard. He just has to figure something out, and it's a lot easier said out here than it is when you're in there.
Oh, totally. If anyone knows that, it's me. But with this timeout too, we've seen now the last 2 times in game 1 that Montero called a timeout, and it worked. Gerardo kind of had that little bit of mental gap, and he made a mistake. He is playing really well. He's executing really smooth, so we'll see if the same reigns true after this timeout. Just a quick note for everyone that's watching. This will end the singles for the day, but that means it's not over. We're going into doubles. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 doubles matches coming up. We have the women's 16s doubles. We have women's 18 doubles. Another women's 16 doubles. Oh, no, they just didn't change the numbers. Never mind. Then a men's 16 doubles and a men's 18 doubles. I thought it was too good to be true to be showing 4 women's doubles matches.
And for any of the viewers that are watching, when you watch doubles, it's a completely different game. Very exciting, you know, in its own right. Singles is super exciting also. In doubles, there just seems the rallies are a lot longer. It's a lot harder to end rallies and kill balls in front of 2 people. So if you get a chance, definitely tune in and watch some entertaining, exciting doubles. Good shot by Montero right there.
I like that. I like the way he cut it off and just kind of got his racket on it.
Good hands right there, good athlete. Costa Rica is always one of the toughest countries that competes internationally with everybody else.
They are. And earlier this year, we were in Costa Rica for the Pan American Racquetball Championship.
Hot and humid, but what a beautiful country and beautiful, wonderful people.
Totally. They really came out in support of racquetball. There we go. First point for Andres Montero. 1-8.
And I promise you, as a player, Gerardo is not happy about that.
Right. He wanted to go for the double donut.
Yeah, even right there, he had a little bit more bounce in his step. He was a little bit aggravated at himself. And I know that. I've been there. I've done that. I've been on both sides of it. But, you know, you're thinking about it. You want to win, but you know what's going on. It's kind of like a baseball pitcher pitching a perfect game.
Right. It's in the back of your head. You're not focused on it, but it's on your radar. I mean, we've talked about this, but I really just think the experience that Gerardo Franco has from playing so much on the tours, the pro divisions, is just really paying off right now. And what a way to go for it, too. This is his last year playing for the Junior Worlds.
Yeah, that experience is truly priceless, Laura. I've spoken to Gerardo about it. And his thought is he's on the court competing. When he's not here in this Junior World Championships, he's competing against the best racquetball players in the world.
That's right.
So these guys are the future best players of the world, but he's doing it right now, and he's playing men and professionals. So you could see he's so comfortable right now.
Yeah, because actually for one of the only times he's the older guy on the court. He's sitting at 19 years old right now.
Wait. I played him, and I think he was I think he's got a day or two on me.
But yeah, on the Pro Tour, he's one of the younger guys. Nice. Montero now with another opportunity. See if he can chip away at another point and get under Franco's skin a little bit more.
He's a calm, cool kid. The couple times I was on the court with him, he actually, to show you the difference, he was on the court with me or some other pros, and he was the one that's nice ace serve right there by Montero for the second point.
Look at that.
Oh,
that's one way to get under his skin.
But I've been on the court with Gerardo where he started slow, but he's confident and he kind of stays the course, and he got better throughout the match. So his potential is really endless, I think, as a representative for Team Mexico and for international racquetball at all levels and all events.
Agreed. 10 serving 2. Yeah, I thought that hit funny in the front. Maybe it hit that front cable.
Yeah, he was looking for a court hinder right there. So if the ball takes a funny bounce because of something in the court and the referee sees it, they call a court hinder, and you have to replay the point, but the referee obviously didn't see it. Gerardo did ask for it, but it doesn't mean it actually happened.
And he got the point, so he's probably not going to push it.
Great execution right there by Gerardo. That's a very difficult shot. A lot of you at home don't realize it. When the ball flies from the front wall to the back wall and goes all the way back up to the front wall, your footwork and your perception of where you're at, but more importantly, where your opponent's going to be, because your opponent actually sees the whole court. You have to make a decision. Do I want to touch this softly and lay it in, or do I want to hit it as hard as I can and hit it by my opponent? Those are more difficult than they appear sometimes.
Yeah, and you're thinking about it too,
Let's take a look at a replay.
Yeah, just all power from Franco. He's just kind of planted in the off center of the court, though. I mean, he didn't have to move in that rally. I think we also have a replay that we could possibly show for fast enough of that ace serve.
We don't want you to lose 1 second. Gerardo, when we do get back, will be serving at 12-2 in game 2.
Oh. Good reaction from Montero. Gets a side out. Again, I mean, it's just working for him, the timeout. Maybe he's not scoring as many points as he wants, but he's throwing Gerardo Franco off, at least.
Yeah.
He does something different that he, can't always do maybe during the rallies.
It's important, too, here for Franco because, if you're Franco and you're coaching Franco or you're playing, what I always like to coach, and it's from being in that court in these situations, and anything can happen. 1 point can change everything. Is I tell my players, you don't want to be in the court one serve, one swing, 1 point longer than you need to be.
Right.
So this is where, I would say to Franco in the timeout, hey, you want to finish this and close this and get off the court because you have a lot of matches left here to win a gold medal at the Junior World Championships. See, that was a little bit of laziness. That was an unforced error. He had an easy shot, so he's got to kind of refocus, and now he's got to play another point. He's got to swing again, and anything could happen.
Well, and me just trying to stay positive here. I think it comes back to those teachable moments, right? No player is perfect, as we all know, but at least there's something that, Franco can take away. There's always something to learn no matter you win, but you still have to adapt and learn and execute.
See,
Nice.
now all of a sudden
Solid.
Andres is hitting some good shots. He's making them work a little longer, but it's probably or should be, it's going to be a difficult task for Andres to recover from this deficit. Good hustle. All right, hey, at least now, he's hustling a little bit more. He's working a little bit harder, but he's playing a great player.
Yeah, he is. And he's still going after it. I mean, you can't stop, right? Can't stop, won't stop.
Never. There is nobody looking at the time clock saying you guys are out of time. 1 point at a time. Every detail matters. 1 point can change everything in racquetball.
$13 serving 4 in game 2. Gerardo Franco in a good position to close out the match.
I'd say. So great to see all these countries walking around here.
Oh, I love it. You see them in their team uniforms or team warm-ups. When I checked in on the first day, I was right behind Team Ireland, which was a very large team full of green.
McCormick.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure the front desk thought I just fit right in there. I had my green cap on as well, so.
Might be able to get you a shirt from them if you want.
Oh, there you go.
Work
My
that
parents
out.
would be proud.
So same thing right here. I mean, from a strategy standpoint, Andres just needs to keep fighting, believe in himself, believe in his coaches, and score some points. You just never, there you go, just like that, just keep fighting one at a time. And on the flip side, Gerardo has to actually, closing is the hardest part. You touched on it earlier. It's really how you finish. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's right.
They both matter equally, but
sometimes those last points can just seem to be the hardest, right? They're the hardest ones to close out. Another point for Montero. 5-13. I like that he's just kind of chipping away. He's got to keep fighting. Never give up.
uno por uno, 1 for 1.
Yes.
It's kind of like a point by point. It's a great shot. He's got a good backhand, Franco.
He does.
Now I know because I've played against him on the backhand side in doubles about
That's
2
right.
weeks ago.
Coming from someone who has a pretty infamous backhand, Sudsy Monchik.
It's all right. Well, that means a lot coming from Coach Laura. Thank you.
It'll be a second serve for Franco.
Making him work a little bit more, not making it easy, which I really like by Andres.
Yeah, that's got to be part of his strategy, too, against Gerardo. Is make him move, right? Like you said, keep it away from your opponent, not back in the middle. I mean, you got to try to tire him out, right? Especially at this level, these guys are training all the time. They're so physically fit.
You just, what I tell my players is just make them earn it. You know, I've coached many underdogs.
Ooh.
I've been the underdog many times. You just want to make the other person earn it. Don't just give up. And he's not. Look at this. Andres
Yeah,
is
I like
fighting
that.
back.
6-13. It's a good get.
Good hustle right there, good work. And quite frankly, you know, Gerardo looks a little bit mentally lazy right now. He's kind of standing up, taking shots. He feels like he's in total control, which he ultimately is. But you got to finish this and get out of there.
Yeah.
And I think he's feeling that now, because even 1 point at a time, you know, it could get a little taxing. And all of a sudden, you know, it's 13-10 and you're saying, what just happened? Wow. Excellent high-level shot by Andres Montero right there. Overhead forehand from about 39.5 feet. For those of you that don't know at home, a racquetball court is 40 feet long by 20 feet wide. And 20 feet high.
Yes.
I didn't even know there was a ceiling.
Yeah. I know there's a 12-foot outline on the back glass.
That's impressive. I've been in this game a long time. I never knew that. Thank you. See, another skip right there, Laura. You know, Gerardo's in control, and I think he will close this out, but that's just from a little bit of mental relaxation and mental, you know, I tell my players it's mental laziness.
Yeah, I mean,
Another point.
I think it could be.
The body follows the mind. So all of a sudden you get a little mentally lazy, and then the body and technique and, you know, executing those shots kind of breaks down, and now Gerardo's got to kind of find it again.
Keeps it up. Two good gets from Gerardo Franco. And he's able to put it away.
Yeah, still a good point by Andres. You know, he just missed one shot there, and then Franco took advantage of it. But again, you know, he fought for that point. He made Gerardo earn it. And I'm really happy what I'm seeing from Andres right here. You know, he's fighting, he's scrapping, he's clawing, and he's not giving up ultimately. A lot of players, especially at this age, they just kind of give up and throw the towel in. He's not. He's going to make Gerardo earn it.
But that's the thing, we're talking about mental strength. Oh, and that's a big skip. But mental strength, I mean, it's easier to, I would think it's easier to physically train, right? Because it's more obvious, etc. But to mentally train, like, how do you train? And for kids and, you know, experience and going back and looking at tape.
Oh my goodness. That was close. That is the match, and Gerardo Franco, the #1 seed,
takes it away and he wins it. Game 2, 15-8.
That's another medal for Team Mexico.
Yes.
He's in the semifinals.
And defending, I believe they won last year as well.
They did. Christian Longoria from Mexico won the gold medal. And, you know, just touching on that, the mental strength and conditioning is, to me, especially at this age and this level, it's the most important part of the game. Everybody can hit a forehand. Everybody can hit a backhand. Everybody can serve. It's easy to say, don't skip, go down the line, do this.
Right.
But it's the mental strength and conditioning that makes the difference. And clearly right there, you saw Gerardo. Look how relaxed even after the match. He was very comfortable. He was very confident. But there's a reason why.